webinar today is on video, and what we're going to show you is what we have been doing as a business for the last year, the mistakes we've made, and how we've got to where we are, and hopefully you guys can then use it in your business. I have Titus here. Hi, Titus.
Hi, Mohan. How's it going?
Good. Titus is in our video team, and Raj will also be speaking a bit later. Raj is just behind the desk, kind of doing the TV thing, cutting together different screens, editing live as we go. So I brought these guys on, and I thought it'd be important to get them on because they've been doing a lot of work for us marketing-wise, helping us market our business and get out there, not just nationally, but also internationally. And so I thought it'd be great to share with you guys some of the tips of what we're doing, and hopefully you guys can, if you do have a consulting business or any other type of business, take some of these strategies and use them. So today's going to be broken into two parts. Titus is going to help me speak to you guys about marketing, how to market these videos, how we can use videos to market your business or our business. And then Raj is going to come on a bit later and just get technical and talk about how you actually do it. What kind of cameras do you use? You can see we've got a few cameras here and headphones and got a few microphones that we'll show you. And how to do it on a budget and how to do it, the SSW way, which we feel that we're getting, pretty professional at this kind of thing. So Titus, just tell us a little bit about yourself very quickly. What do you do here at SSW?
Well, I'm the multimedia producer, which nobody tends to know what that is. It's just a sort of, we run the video, anything video at the company. So, I mean, we run the SSW TV website, and we make all of the videos for the SSW website and SSW TV, obviously. And we will do sort of web design and bits and pieces, graphic design and stuff like that here and there.
And if you guys don't know SSW, we're actually a software development company. So we don't do video full time. We have a staff, and 99% of our business is software development. And the video team we've brought on in the last year to help us promote that. So that's how these guys fit into our company. So our strategy that we've taken on the last year, Titus, has really been the idea of content marketing. And the idea is that we are trying to produce quality content that our potential prospects are looking for on the internet, videos that they will watch. It'll establish us as a credible source to them, or a market leader, or a trusted advisor. And then when they are ready to purchase or to call us, they need software development, they'll think of us as opposed to the #1 spot in Google, or someone they pick up on the yellow pages. So that's the strategy. It's been very successful for a lot of businesses around the world, and that's what you guys are really trying to achieve.
That's right. Well, I mean, basically the idea behind the whole thing is to educate, and it's the whole marketing industry has taken a turn from just sort of trying to sell people and just sort of pizzow, make it interesting to them, and has sort of moved towards education. And if you look at things like Canon, the World of EOS, which is a competition a little while ago, photography competition, that was great because it just gave huge amounts of inspiration and ideas and educational resources and stuff about how to improve your photography, and that's basically the same idea. I mean, that publicized Canon to a massive extent, but Canon also delivered a lot to the photography industry there. A lot of educational value. And so basically, I mean, that's the idea, is that we want to educate the industry and become an expert and a source of knowledge and stuff. And in the process, we do a lot of networking with industry experts and stuff, and that's sort of, it comes to video networking. So we're interviewing them, and I mean, we just deliver a lot of value through that.
Okay, great. So let's switch over to the screen here and let me show you. Whoa, that's us live. So let me show you, that's us live again. Let me show you some videos from SSW TV, and let's talk about why we do some of these videos. So the first one here, you can see that this one here, and I'll play it, and hopefully you guys can hear it, but this is a user group presentation that we've recorded. We hold them here every month at SSW, and the reason we're putting this online is because, I mean, this title here, ASP.NET Web API from start to rest in 60 minutes, that's something a developer might be typing into Google. And so very inexpensively, we've been able to produce our video. We got an expert in, this guy, Paul, and he's given us all this great content. All we do is record it, put it up on the website, and now we have a point where people can actually find that on Google and watch it, and if they like it, it's got our branding all over it. So that's a style of video that we can use. And that's been pretty successful for us, hasn't it, over the last year?
Well, I mean, you know, we like to deliver a different style of video depending on the point and depending on the form that it's in. We found that this form, just a sort of continuous, the screen cap next to the video, just works very well to get the point across, because it's the closest thing to being sitting in a lecture theatre and actually learning from a real lecturer. But I mean, then we go on to we do how-to videos and stuff, and how-to videos can be very powerful in helping to create kind of, well, first of all, I mean, you can demo a product with a how-to video, which can be great. But also, how-to videos are very searchable. They're very popular at the moment, and people are always searching how-to whatever. Yeah. So it can be great, and it's also a very digestible video, because traditionally how-to videos are very short in length, and that's what you're looking for. You know, when you're looking for a how-to video, you're not looking for how to use Visual Studio or something. You're looking for how to fix a small bug or something. So really, you're just looking for the shortest duration, and they can be really great to do that. And as I said, you know, if you're showing how to use, if you're a product company or something, and you're showing how to use your product, that's the kind of thing that the devs who are using, you know, this kind of stuff all the time can really find useful, because it gives them a kind of insider look into using the actual program themselves.
And in YouTube, how-to videos is, you know, some of the most popular videos there are. So people are always typing in how to make coffee, how to write code, how to do PHP, how to make a theme, and if you create these how-to videos, put them into YouTube, and people find it, then if you brand it right, have the right call to action, you can push people back to your website.
Exactly. So those how-to videos will get a lot of hits. That'll give you lots of branding, and as you say, push it back to the website. Yeah,
good. Now the other thing with how-to videos, they're pretty easy to create, aren't they? So
that's it.
Camtasia, take a screenshot.
Depending on what you want to do, if you want to go for something that maybe is how to do something that's sort of, you know, nobody has ever seen, but everyone really wants to know, then maybe put more effort into the production value. But generally, yes, how-to videos. That's one of the reasons they're so great, is they offer very little, you know, production time. It's very easy workflow, and they deliver a lot of value.
And I guess I'm going to play one here that Eric, one of our developers, has created. And while we're playing that, I don't think we can overestimate how important these are for marketing.
That's right.
You know, people want the big, you know, interviews that we're going to show them, and the nice flashy ones. But these ones, for the amount of effort you put in, can have a massive return. Because, for example, we were just using.
And the more these videos gets as well. I mean, generally you want to get as many hits on your videos as possible. Firstly, because it promotes the videos themselves, but also that's going to increase your channel ranking.
Yes.
And that's just going to drive hits to all of your videos.
You're producing more videos, for less cost, less time.
That's right.
Okay. Where some other videos take a bit more time, let me show you one here. So this is an interview we did with a guy called Justin Marks. This is Adam Kogan, and he's the CEO of SSW. And this one took a lot of time to create. And so we can't pump these out very fast, but they're high quality, great content, international guests, but, you know, they take a long time.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you know, with a long interview like that, this is the short version that you're looking at the moment. But there is a long version of that, and what we do like to do is we like to add a lot of value to these videos, and not just sort of leave them as they are, but go through them and get Adam and the person he's interviewing to actually add, you know, lower third contents, which is sort of just little captions that pop up and say, you know, also you can do this or something like that, and that just sort of increases the value of the video, and that's it. I mean, our goal as video guys is to just make this as valuable as possible, you know, per second kind of thing in every video.
So this is a great video. You can see the lower thirds there. It's high quality, great video. But there's another way to do an interview style, and that's kind of my way, which I'm pretty proud of. Let's have a look here. So this is an interview that I've done with a guy from Adam Carter in the US. I was in Australia, he was in the US. We just used Skype. I edited it very quickly, put the two Skype feeds together with our names, and basically when you play this, you'll see that it's just us talking. Very, very easy and quick to make.
Yeah.
Literally, it takes an hour to do the interview. You press record on Skype. Afterwards, it takes half an hour for me to edit it together.
Yeah.
But the value that's created, I would say, is almost as much as what we just saw with Adam, with the beautiful camera, and Justin, and all that. I would say, maybe you'd have a different opinion.
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends really what you're going for. This is great because, I mean, you know, this gets into sort of nitty-gritty video direction and stuff, but, I mean, as you can see, you're completely face-on with you there. and we were facing on with the other guy as well, which gives us a great sense of being able to identify with each of you, and that enables you to sort of zero on the content much better. So that is good, but then you have sort of problems which, I mean, Raj will get into lighting and stuff later, but yeah, I mean, you know, there's lower image quality and stuff like that, but I mean, it just depends on your medium.
It does, and I guess what I like about this style is very quick. Yeah. But it, you know, you can even see Adam is talking there, and the lights going in and out, but you know, if businesses are starting out, we started out very primitive, and we're at a level now after a year.
Well, that's right. I mean, you know, I think it's Mixergy.com has done a series of interviews all in this style, and hugely successful because he's asking the right questions and he's getting the right people to interview, and that's you know, what we're also trying to do as well.
And he's done 700 interviews in about 3 or 4 years, but he doesn't have a video team like we have, so his quality's less, but the content is high. Yeah. We're trying to do high quality and high content, so everyone has to have their different strategy. But let's talk more about, once you have this video, and Raj will speak about how to create the video, but once you have it, it's really about getting it out there, and getting people to watch it. And we call that trying to create a community around the videos. Yeah. And what are some of the things that we do to create that community?
So yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, the SSW TV as an educational resource is actually a promotional thing in itself. But the thing is, you know, you have to sort of, the videos themselves, of course, are then promotional things as well, but you have to promote the videos themselves as well. So that's where you get into sort of social media and things like that. You want to put it on Twitter, and you know, get people from your company to tweet it, and the people who are in the interview to tweet it, and stick it on Facebook, and you know, just really any way you can get it out, put it in the company newsletter, anything. And that's just, you know, that's driving people to the first point of contact with your company. And of course, then there's the sort of the workflow, which leads eventually, of course, to you, the sales guys, getting a call from a prospective client. And hopefully, you know, we think that, you know, I mean, and it has worked. I mean, that people will get the educational value from SSW TV, and then they'll realize that we're an expert, and then they'll check out our website.
Okay.
And yeah, and just follow the trail all the way to you.
Yeah, and we always encourage people. At the end, we always have some sort of call to action. And in the past, we've said, okay, retweet the video. Like Adam would actually say that on the video. Please retweet or leave a comment. But we've kind of changed that now, haven't we, as we've developed? And now we're actually making an offer at the end of the video for them to sign up to a course and give them a discount, or to call up for a service and give them a few free hours. Why have we made that change?
Well, basically, I mean, the call to action is very important. If you look up a thing called the YouTube Playbook, the YouTube Creators Playbook, it's a thing that was created when Google took over YouTube. They figured out the formula for success on YouTube just from studying all of these successful people. And they figured out about 75 pages worth of content. It's actually really worthwhile reading. But there's a large section on that in call to actions, and we've really honed in on them. We really like them because they really do get something back for us out of the video. And essentially, we've just learned with a call to action, you want to ask for one thing, which we weren't at first doing. We were, you know, saying, "Oh, tweet me," and you know, I like to do this and comment on the video and all this stuff. And this just creates a feeling of choice paralysis, which is where the people are presented with so many options, or even 2 options can be too many options, and the people just think, well, you know, I just can't be bothered with this, and I don't really feel like I owe you anything just because I'm on your website, and so they just move on. So we ask for one thing, and as you said, we give some sort of call to action that's going to deliver them value, like, for example, saying, hey guys, if you comment on the video, if you ask any questions, we'll get the person we're interviewing here to actually sit down and answer them. That's something that's going to deliver value for the audience. And that comes into, like you were saying with the community, audience interaction. So that builds your community, and you know, it just builds communication with your viewers and with your target audience. And that's the kind of thing that builds up prospective clients and stuff.
And so we're always trying to get people to interact with us in one sense, but we're also getting them to take a next action. But when it comes to marketing, sorry, to take the next step, which is either leave a comment or to call us or to something. And it is very important that the call to action, there's one, not multiple, because then people just get paralysed. Okay, I'll just move on to the next cat video because it's easier. So one of the things I like about interviews, and one of the reasons we chose interviews, is because of the marketing aspect of interviews. So we'll interview someone, and then what do they do for us?
Well, we like to get the person we're interviewing, if they agree to it, to help out in any way that they can. So yeah, we'll get them to tweet about the video and to post it in their own newsletter and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's also the feedback process. We really get them to sort of sit down and go through the video with us and just say, you know, is there anything that you think we should cut? Is there anything that you wanted to add in here in any way? And we'll sort of figure out the best way to do that. Yep. A lot of the time we'll add, you know, they'll say, oh, hang on, I've got, you know, a PowerPoint slide that really illustrates that point well, so we'll add that in. And that just works really well to just increase the value that we're giving to the
So we get the person we're interviewing, and normally these people are well-known people. We don't typically we don't choose people who are unknown. Yeah. So we choose someone that's well-known. They create great content for us. It doesn't cost us anything. It doesn't cost us a lot of time because they're creating it. We just interview them, and then they promote it. And they tell all their friends, and they're really proud of it, and they
that
Facebook
embeds us deeper in the industry.
And we get more sign-ups to our site. If you look on our SSW TV site, there's always this sign-up box on every single page. And what we're trying to do is capture email addresses.
Yeah, well, that's the website sort of form of a call to action. Yes. I suppose. Yeah. And you know, and then there's sort of social media icons and stuff, and I mean, it's really just about just. You know, if you remember that 80% of a product's success is marketing, you know, that's sort of kind of how you have to think about it. You really just have to keep getting it out there and publicizing this stuff as much as possible, any means necessary that you can think of.
Right, great. All right, Titus. Well, thanks for that. I think before we move on to the technical side, I think the marketing side of these videos is really important. We've just covered, you know, very briefly, you know, at a high level what we do. But there's so much more detail, and maybe we'll have another webinar on just marketing these videos and go step by step. Maybe even do a how-to video. But I think we need to, and I think that was a good introduction for people to understand what we're doing, what's worked, what hasn't, and the types of videos we should be creating. So thanks a lot. We'll get Raj up. Okay. So I'll get you guys to swap, and while you guys swap, I'll just tell everyone about SSW's video services. And the reason I'm doing this, everyone, is because the guys have to just mic up. But basically, SSW, the video team creates videos for our company, but we're also doing it for other companies. And there's two ways that we can help you. We can either create corporate videos for you, or create how-to videos for you, or record some of your events live. But the other way is to actually come in and help you. So they could spend a day with you and show you the equipment to buy, show you how to edit videos, you know, show you how to upload them, get the intros and outros, set you up, set your workflow up, and then you can go and do it by yourself. And then you're in control of your own destiny when it comes to videos and video marketing. So there's two ways that SSW can help. So let's move on now. The guys are almost set up. Actually, Raj is going a bit slow. Raj, you need to do a bit more fitness there. But let's get on to the meat of this. And this is what I think you guys are going to really enjoy. And that is, Raj is going to go through the equipment we use and why we use it and what we used to use. And hopefully you guys will be able to see that, you know, this whole video, internet marketing thing is not that hard when you start out. So are we ready to go, guys? Good. So Raj.
Hi.
Come a bit closer so we can make sure you're in the screen. So Raj, this is Raj Dart in our video team. Raj, just tell us very briefly, you know, what you do here at SSW.
Okay, yeah. So similarly to Titus, I'm a video, actually video producer. So I concentrate on, again, making the videos we do, the interviews, getting all that stuff organised, and also maintaining the tvssw.com website.
Yeah, and you're actually going to SharePoint Saturday this
Yep.
Saturday, and you're going to be, you're not streaming it live because they couldn't get their act together with the internet service, but you are recording all the videos, and within a day or two you'll have those live on the SSW TV site.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we do those kind of things as well, and that's all very, very exciting. And
Yeah.
again, our incentive for that is a marketing incentive, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, it's, as Tyler was talking about, it's providing the value, which there's tons in that conference. You know, it's such a popular thing that, you know, it sells out quickly, so people want to see that. And while we do this, obviously we're marketing ourselves and also the guys involved, and it just all
But
works.
we're going to get those videos, put them on SSW TV, and they're going to send all their traffic our way. So you can see how whatever we do with this, it's about getting traffic to our site, capturing email addresses, so then we can continue to market to those people, not just by selling stuff, but by providing quality content. And then at the point when they're ready, they'll put their hand up and say, hey, you know, maybe you guys can help us with some consulting. So let's go through the equipment now. So, I mean, the first step is to record. And we started out a year ago or 18 months ago, and we had very simple equipment. Now we've got quite a lot. But what's your recommendation? If someone's starting out, what should they be using, or can they use just to get up and running really fast to record a video?
You'll be quite surprised. To get up and running straight away, you've probably got what you need already. So you can literally start with a webcam if you want to. And the way to do that is to use Skype, get some people involved. So if you've got other people in the industry you know, and you want to do some simple interviews, get them on a Skype conversation. Use a plugin called Call Recorder, and that will record the conversation. Obviously, you had the example up before, the Office 365 video, which you recorded with
It was just
Adam
done through
Carter.
Skype?
Yes, it was just done through Skype. Very simple setup with a bit of lighting from a lamp, I think it was, and that's it. And the content is great. And at the end of the day, content is king. So that's important. If you want to promote your business, you want to promote you and what you do, start simple so that you get used to how to speak on camera, you get used to how to talk to people and present yourself, and then you can move into
high quality.
Yeah, or obviously you can get people to come in and they'll train you, that kind of stuff.
And you know, when I started out podcasting, it was a podcast, there was no video. So I just got my skills better and learned how to organise people and Skype calls. And all I did was record the audio because it was easy. And then when I got confident, then I moved to video. And now at SSW, we've gone so much further than that. It pays to start small, because on the internet, content is what people want. They don't care about quality as much as the content. They'll forgive poor quality if the content is exactly what they want. And that's what people need to focus on at the beginning. And
they'll forgive things like poor video. Like, if we're talking technical, and you were saying you were doing a podcast with sound is king. So obviously the content is the main thing, but if you want to get the people watching and paying attention, if you get the sound right, you're pretty much sorted out. The video is, you think of it as a nearly secondary thing to sound.
Okay, so, and with a webcam, you can also just do the, actually let's show them, should we show them that now? Let's show them the Why Choose SSW video. So, Titus, if you could put on the Why Choose SSW video, this is a video we're proud of, but it's a very simple video. So I'm playing it now. Now this video here is just kind of a headshot or a upper body shot of me, and I'm just talking about the 3 reasons why SSW, why we're the kind of business that prospects should go for. And why I'm showing you this video is, although we're using very professional equipment here, and we've got a green screen and we've made it all white in the background, just having a webcam, you can shoot a very similar video just with your head, with a webcam. You can get a really good quality one from Logitech for like $89, I think, which is a HD, camera.
Exactly. They're full HD.
Stick it on top, you can
nice.
put yourself against a white wall and do the same thing. Doesn't cost a lot of money, and people will, if the content is good, people will forgive that the lighting's not quite there.
Absolutely. That's a great way to start out doing how-tos and to talk about your product. And I've come across a lot of these. Like we're using these capture cards to capture our video feed from this camera now. Is going to the PC via this card we bought. And if you go to I think it's Ava Media is the company that makes them. If you go to the websites, they literally have people talking about. It looks like they're almost in their office or their bedroom or something, and they're just using the webcam, but they're talking about how the product works, you know, how to use it. At the end of the day, that's all we need, really, and it works. If you are moving into sales vids and vids that's going to go on your homepage, then you want to think about moving up to more sort of professional looks, because obviously you want to create an image impression. Images are key, obviously, so your first impression is important. So if you are going to do that for your homepage, we do recommend probably going higher.
Well, let's talk about that a bit later. So let's talk about audio though. Now we're on the webcam still. So we're back here. You can see that there's a little, Titus, if you can put it back onto my screen, there's a little podcasting microphone I've got here. So that was about $250, and I chose to use that because it was, the quality of the audio was really important for me.
Yeah, and it's a USB based, isn't it?
Yeah,
so it's plug in and play, and it's no special drivers installed or nothing, it just works.
And you can get it for a lot cheaper. Not that brand, but you can get ones that cost $100.
Yeah, $100 you can get a kit. So the kit that has some software with it to record, and you know, little stands and stuff, and it's all there. It's pretty easy.
Adam over here doesn't have, on the other side, the other guy, he doesn't have, it's just his built-in microphone, and he's got earplugs, so that there wasn't
no feedback.
Right.
So,
but that's very simple. And if you're going to use a webcam, that's all we'd recommend. You can use a headset as well. Let's go to the next level. So the next level is using a handy cam. So that's something like this. This is just a home job that most families have.
Pretty much, yeah. So this is I guess you'd call it sort of higher level consumer camera, because it's still pretty good. It's full HD. It's got a few good connections for things like mics and you know, extras you can plug in there. We were using this at the beginning, so when I first started here, this is what we had. And we were still able to produce pretty good content with this. And then what we upgraded to after that was sound, so then we moved to getting this thing actually that I'm using right now, which is a wireless Sennheiser lapel mic. And these things are excellent. And this is probably, I would, if you were budgeting it and you were sort of thinking, I'm going to have to do this in stages, do sound first. Make sure your sound is good. So with this, you know, you can just plug the thing straight into there, and then away you go. It works really nicely.
Yeah. So we moved from like a USB webcam to that, and we upgraded our sound. So the sound was really important. We got that right. When it comes to, so then what's the next level? So today we're using a camera that people are looking through now. What did that cost, and what kind of camera is that?
This is another Sony camera. This is what you would call sort of semi-professional camera. This was about $3,200 retail. So, and that's in Australian dollars. And yeah, you know, the differences between this and that and this one is simple things that it does record high quality images. So the bit rate is higher. So that's important if you're doing studio stuff. So you'll say you do want to do green screen, which we'll talk about later. You need a better camera than this one, because this one doesn't let you key out, get rid of the background easily compared to the other one. It has a professional audio inputs, so it has 2 XLR inputs. So for these kinds of mics and, you know, shotgun mics, which are the ones that, you know, people, the long ones that record to quite a distance, it can connect to those. It's completely solid state, so memory records straight to it, then you transfer it to your PC. So it's a very fast workflow. But
basically, the quality of the image from this to there is it's very recognisable.
Yeah, it's a big jump.
So most of our videos so far have been done on this camera that people are looking through right now. We have just upgraded to this camera here. Now, why have we done that? And
well, we use this, I guess, power at the same time as the other one. So this camera is Canon. This is a Canon 7D, so this is an SLR, and this is becoming
Canon 7D.
Yeah, this is becoming quite popular now for a lot of people to use. The image quality from this is fantastic. So if you're, you know, you get a more filmic look from this, which is really nice. The downside, though, is that it's a lot harder to use. So there's no autofocus. There's no, you know, point shoot sort of style. With the other one, it's fully automatic, so it's quite easy to do. You know, if you just turn up somewhere, you want to do a quick interview. The other camera is fantastic for that. This has no anti-shake, so it's all, you know, very. You have to buy a kind of rig for it to make it sort of steady. So this is for more creative stuff. So if you're doing corporate videos, if you're doing I don't know, interviews that you just want to look more like they belong on TV and in movies, then you want this.
Yeah. So we wouldn't recommend starting out using that for a very long time. We use these for interviews that are very high quality, and you kind of have the person in focus and the background's blurred.
Yeah, you can
do it. It's a beautiful effect, but geez, it's hard to do. You guys have gone to film school to do this. Yeah. And so for you guys, it's second nature, but if I ever tried to do it, I would,
because it's just the focus. It's such a finite thing. For example, like with this lens we've got, this 30mm, the focus distance is really finite. So you could, for example, what you want is get the person's eyes in focus, but if you get it just wrong a little bit, suddenly they're out of focus and then something behind them is in focus. It's that kind of close.
So beautiful, but really not practical to start out with. So they're the kind of cameras you can use. Start out with the USB webcam, move up to this kind of thing if you feel needs it. But webcams are pretty good quality nowadays. Sound, again, start out with your built-in sound. Don't start out with. Get an external microphone, a USB microphone that you can plug into your computer, or some sort of microphone that you can plug into your hand cam.
I think a lot of people, when they start out or when they do upgrade to these cameras, they just all the money goes here pretty much, and then they rely on these built-in mics.
So
they are not good. The only time I would use those is if you went to an event and you pretty much had no choice, because it's hard to always mic people up. So you want to quickly interview someone and you're there, but then you can always buy mics that fit onto the top here, and they have it's like a little boom mic, but they're much better and they're not expensive.
Okay, great. So let's move on to lighting. So how important is lighting, Raj?
It is very important. So if you're doing studio shots and you're doing interviews, you really need to think about lighting. I know we were saying earlier sound is the main thing, but with the image, 50% is what you see and the other 50% is sound. So lighting is still very key. So like you were doing with this. So
if we go back to the my screen, you'll see that my side, I'm just using a desk lamp just to add that extra light on my face. $20 desk lamp. Adam Carter is using nothing except ambient light from his house, and I think he looks actually better than I do. I think light's much better.
Yeah, and that's probably down to because it's the softer light, because the light with the lamp is quite harsh. So you can actually, a little trick is to buy the what's that, the baking sheets that and just cover it with that, and just sort of get those clips that you hang your clothes up with.
Soften the light.
And it softens the light up quite nicely.
Okay. So you can do home kind of lighting, but the next stage is something called 3-point lighting.
Yes, you can probably see in the back, and we've got some lights here. Now these are basically fluoro lights, so they're actually quite cheap. They're not expensive to start off with. So if you invest about $500 to $600, you can get yourself 3 lights. With that, you can create a 3-point lighting system just to give it a bit more 3-dimensionality, and it's just a much nicer look. So if you are doing studio shots, or you're doing like your 3 reasons to choose SSW video, that was done with 3-point lighting, because we wanted to separate you from the background and light your face evenly. So you do need to think about getting something like that if you were going to make videos where you're going to be looking at the camera and talking to your audience. And
we recommend you typing into Google 3-point lighting. There's lots of tutorials on it. If you can master that or understand that, you're going to solve a lot of your lighting issues. But in saying that, because I like to do all this myself, I enjoy it, but it's a bit frustrating for me.
It's hard.
I haven't learned how to do it properly. So
you need someone there as well, because if you're doing it on your own, you can't know exactly how it looks without filming a bit and then seeing. So it is trial and error as well.
But there's lots of resources. So 3-point lighting is what you recommend to light it up as you start improving and getting better. The background. Now, guys, you can see today that we've just used a big open room, and we've got some lights back there, but we actually have a green screen, and we could have done it in front of a green screen. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a piece of material or a wall that's been painted with a special colour green that you can shoot in front of, and then you can take the green out and replace it with a beach or a beach slide or image or anything really, a whole set behind you. And a lot of people love that. They think, green screen, we can do anything we want now. But we actually don't recommend that if you're starting out, because it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, in reality, it's it's really, really difficult to get to work. Not, it's if you're doing green screen, then lighting is even more important. Lighting is key there. You need, we're talking about 3-point lighting. With the green screen, you need 5 or 6 lights then, because you've got to light the green material or your background really evenly. If you don't do that and you try and key it out in post, what you get with uneven lighting is a different shades of green. And then the computer can't quite work out which, exactly which bit it's supposed to get rid of. So you see lots of odd artifacts on the screen, which is distracting, and it makes your video look less professional. So if you're doing it because you want to look more really professional and all fancy and stuff, but you end up having this sort of cheapish looking.
It looks even worse.
Yeah, it actually makes you look worse.
And our first videos were like that. Our first videos, the green screen wasn't done very well.
We tried to do it, didn't we?
It would have been better if we just did it in a background like this. Looks much more professional. So backgrounds are important. Keep it simple. You can see that you can, we've used with the interview that I've done, it was just a white wall. You can use open spaces like this. You can use a bookshelf. Try and make it like a business kind of background. There might be a desk in the background or people in your business.
Something to create a bit of depth. So if it's behind you, it looks more 3D. It gives it more depth, more interesting to look at. Like the Office 365 video here. It's great because it's neutral and it's simple, and you're just concentrating on what you're saying, what Adam is saying. But I guess the con of it really is that there's no branding there necessarily. There's no sort of color theme going through it. So if you watch that, you don't immediately think that belongs to that company. But if you want to create a background with some color or some with a look, it becomes recognizable to you. And then that creates a kind of creates branding in a sense.
Okay, so we have a green screen. We use it all the time. We recommend people don't use it at the beginning.
Not at the beginning.
Very technical.
No.
And we even, the evidence of that is we're not even using it today. We could have done it. It was an option. And we said, you know what? It's just too hard. Let's just do the background. Okay, so that's a big tip for you guys. So now we've got the background sorted out. Let's move on to editing the video. So what's the easiest way once you've captured your video on here on your USB camera? What's the easiest way just to get it on?
It's surprising, but YouTube itself. So once it's on YouTube, they actually have a built-in editor now, and it's not too bad. It's you can do very basic things. You can chop the beginning and end off. You can add some titles. You can add music if you want, but you can't add extra files. So if you have a logo, you can't. You had to have recorded that originally somehow because you can't add that into it. So if you want to go a little bit more advanced, where you're trying to add your own branding or add your own intro and outro and that kind of stuff, then you need to move to something else like iMovie or Windows Movie Maker. But if you want to start out and you just want your video as it is up on the web, just send it straight to YouTube and chop the beginning and end off, and you're done. And
put it up there. Okay. And the next one is iMovie, Movie Maker. Then you can control the beginning and end. Put an intro that you've pre-made and a slide at the end with all your phone numbers and that kind of thing. And then you use Premiere Pro, which is
that's the next step.
Professional editing. Suite.
So you've got, so the next one there is the Adobe suite. So you've got Premiere Pro, After Effects, and Photoshop, and all the rest. And then if you're using Mac, you've got Apple's Final Cut Pro and their various professional programs. With that, you've got so much more flexibility in what you can do. It's much more powerful, but there is a learning curve there. And it's not too bad. I mean, if you go online and you find tutorials on how to start in Premiere Pro, and there's plenty out there. This would be a great example of how you can make videos. Actually, if you search how to use Premiere Pro, there's so many good starter videos. Copy them and make those videos for your own company and for your products, because they're pretty good.
And those videos are very helpful because you can learn how to use Premiere Pro by going to YouTube, typing how to use Premiere Pro. There's all these other companies that are doing it for free, but once you go to their site, you find out about the company.
That's right, and then you
can get some consulting off.
That's right.
Okay, so that's how to edit it. Let's move on to hosting it. So you have your video now; it's all ready to go. Where do you put it? So there's three that we're going to talk about: YouTube, Vimeo, and Wistia, which is a great service that we love at SSW. But if you look at the SSW TV site, all of our videos are on YouTube. Why, Raj? Why are they on YouTube?
There's a couple of reasons. YouTube has fantastic searchability. It's the second biggest search engine in the world, and because it's integrated with Google, because it's owned by Google, when you search for something online, it shows videos first. So videos are ranked higher.
So the Google search results, if there's a video on the keywords you type in, the video is above everything else.
Which is amazing because people want to watch, people will click the video. I know I do, I know other people do. You don't want to read all the text, you will click a video because it's just more direct and it's easier.
So searchability is one, people can find your video easier, or if it's on Vimeo and Wistia, you get none of that. You don't get any of the searchability in Google.
Yes. So it's not quite as easy.
Actually, is that true? Do they? You don't get the benefits of search that you do in YouTube, but I'm not sure if they've closed it off. Actually, we'll get back to you on that one. They may not. They may show up in Google, but they definitely don't get the preference. Okay. What's the negative of Google? So that's the reason we do it. Hey, we've made this massive business decision to move everything into YouTube, which a lot of businesses don't like, purely for search. That's how important it is to us. What's the negative though? It's
YouTube. They make money from advertising. That is their primary thing. So what they want you to do is stick to being on YouTube. So even when you embed a video onto your site like we do, and you click the title, you click the video, it sends you to YouTube. So even though we want people to stay in our page, they're sent to YouTube. And then you watch one video, then the next video, then the next, and now you're in their page. That's why they made it so easy for people to embed. So they were one of the first, I think, to do that, wasn't it? To actually allow people to, put their content on other people's pages. But there was a genius to that, in that those people would be sent to their website. So their advertisers or whatever would make a lot of money that way. And also the quality of the video isn't as good as Vimeo. Yeah, so that is a bit of a downside if you're doing some videos like ours where we have content up that's showing code, showing lots of text. So you can actually upload in 1080, which is good. So it's still pretty good, but it's not crystal clear and sharp like you would hope HD would be. Whereas Vimeo shows you a fantastic image quality, which is a bit of a key difference. Yeah. So that is a downer, but we're willing to pay that price of lower quality because of the searchability. Yeah, it's worth it. So going to Vimeo, Vimeo is great for creatives or movie makers because the quality is exceptionally high. But you can't put any commercial content on there anyway, unless you buy the Pro account. But that account is $200 a year, and you get a limit, and we just couldn't do it. That was something else about YouTube actually. There's no limit on how long your video is, and the file size and stuff. Whereas Vimeo, there's limits on that, isn't it? There's limits on the length. There's limits on the upload, and the size of the file, which is for like us. We have videos that go on a couple of hours because they're based on code, and they're quite some of them are quite complex, and you want that flexibility to have some that are short and some that are long. Vimeo doesn't quite let you do that. Okay. And the last one is Wistia. Wistia is it's a paid service. It's a purely commercial product, and we like it because it's got some great stats. It's got some great features where you can capture email addresses. And for the person while they're watching it, you can capture their email address. But it's expensive. It is expensive, and there's limits. There's a few limits, so you don't quite get the searchability as well. It's not a place where if you're producing loads and loads of videos, that's where you chuck it on. You'd probably use YouTube for that, but it's great for direct marketing. So if we make a video and then you being a sales guy, you want to send it out to people. You want to, we want to know how, who's watching that, who's clicking it, what parts are people watching again and again. And Wistia has all that. The analytics are amazing, and also it has features where you have to type in your email address to watch a video. So if you enable that, you've captured the email then. So that's fantastic for a marketer. There's a call to action bit at the end where at the end of the video, a slide will pop up, and you can click that, and it will go to whatever URL you put in there, which is fantastic. So if you're selling something, check this product out, the video ends, they can click it, and it will send you straight there. YouTube doesn't let you do that unless... YouTube has none of those features. Okay, great. So look, I think we've covered everything. Before we end, I just want to tell you a quick case study about how we're using video, and this webinar is a good example. We have, in the last probably year, we've been doing a lot of webinars at SSW, and the reason for that is lead generation. So everyone who signs up to the webinar is kind of a qualified lead now because they've signed up for a particular topic that we created that we think our prospects are looking for. And when you sign up for that webinar, and then you attend that webinar, you watch a presentation like this. We then record that presentation and we'll put it on SSW TV after. And now we have another video that's up online forever.
And every time someone goes to that video, there's branding and there's a call to action that we'll make, and hopefully people will sign up to the newsletter after watching it on YouTube. And we'll capture the email address, and then we can generate more leads. So this is a strategy that we've been using that's been very successful for us. And so it's something that I think in any business you should be thinking about, the concept of using webinars, but not just as a one-time event. Capturing the video, putting it on your website, and you can even get people to sign up and put their email address in to watch that video. Now the key here is you've got to create content that people are looking for. If it's just a topic that you think's great, but prospects aren't looking for it, you're kind of wasting your time.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously the title of the video is important there, so you've got to get that just right. So what are people going to search for, you know, in that respect? So you can make a great video, but the title isn't good. People may never find it. Yeah,
and there's so many ways of ensuring that titles are what people are looking for. And the Google AdWord tool is a great tool we won't go into now, but that's how we find out what people are looking for and then create titles around that.
Titles and tags as well. So something we haven't mentioned is in YouTube, tags are so important because that's actually what I guess Google uses in terms of search. So you need to make sure you've got all the keywords throughout. You know, you find all the points your video covers and put them in the tag. So when someone searches, your video pops up. Yeah,
great. So if you guys have any questions, you can type it into the chat. There's a little chat box there, and I think you have to sign up. And then you can ask some questions, and we'll answer them. So we'll hang around now for 10 minutes or so, and answer any questions you guys may have. If you're having trouble with that chat, you can email me now at marlon@ssw.com.au. That's Marlon, MARLON, @ssw.com.au, and I'll pick it up in my email and we'll answer the question. Just put your name there. But yeah, I guess now, if you have any questions, it's the time for it. Before we do go though, if we can just look at my screen again, I just want to show you our video page. Now, we always like to have an offer at the end of our webinars, because again, I've already told you, this is a lead generation exercise. So we can create a corporate video for you, and typically we would charge $3,000 for that, and you can see on this page. For today and the next few weeks, we're offering it for $1,500. So that's the 3 reasons video we showed you. So if you go to this URL here, or you go to our website, and then I'll show you how to get to that page. Go to services and then video production. You'll find that page, and you can have a look at the style video. And that video that we created there has actually generated leads specifically from that. We've had clients come Google us, or Google for a .NET developer in Sydney. That video has come up, they've watched it, and it motivated them. They've told us that it motivated them to call us just because of the content. So I would even watch that video, see how we do the style of that video, and you can copy it. But if you do want someone to create it for you, give us a call. We'll be happy to help you out. And the guys here can also help you get set up in your business so you can actually do this yourself. You don't have to rely on someone like us.
Yeah, absolutely. So going further on to that, what we will do is, we'll bring you into our studio here, which is green screen, or pretty much what you want. We'll give you some training on how to write a script. So we'll help you write the script to make it perfect, and we'll give you training on how to present to camera. So we'll do all that here, go for a run, and then actually record your video here and edit it and everything.
Yeah, so even with the training, it'll be a day you'd spend with us, and we'd show you the equipment, we'd show you what to buy, how to use it, everything. So is there anything else that you want to say? Anything you've learned in the last year that a business person could apply and use? What's a tip that you could give them? Putting you on the spot, I know, but you should be able to take this pressurage. It's not that hard, really.
Oh, you're used to doing these. A special tip is that, I guess, consistency is a very key thing. Something that we've learned here is that we try, at the beginning anyway, especially, we try too hard to make videos look awesome. So what ended up happening was that we would spend so much time working on a video that, if we're not being consistent, releasing a video, say, once a week or even twice a week or something like that, we're losing our viewers. We're losing, the consistency. So people aren't expecting in their minds that if they come back onto our channel, onto our page, that they're going to find something new. And that's actually really, really important. So don't concentrate too much on trying to make your video some sort of Hollywood spectacle or something that looks fantastic with amazing titles and amazing sequences. Because a lot of that stuff can be done for you. So there's websites like, actually an excellent website called Video Jungle, which we'll bring up on the laptop. This is a great website to get things like motion graphics that's pre-made by loads of people out there. And all you have to do is input your own logo, your own text, your own phone numbers, or whatever you want to put, and all the work is done for you. And then you can input that into your video. That's an excellent way to start off, because you don't have to hire someone to do motion graphics, because that can be expensive. I would recommend later stage to hire someone to do that stuff for you, because then you can make the graphics more personalized, so it's specifically your look. But if you go to that website, Video Jungle, you'll find that you'll find a lot of great content there that you can make. You can make it look your own. So that's a good place to start. If you want to start off looking professional quite early on, or have that impression, I'd recommend doing that. But again, don't spend too long, on your videos. Just get them out, get them consistent, and then concentrate on making them look, really professional later.
Okay, great. And what's better, blue screen or green screen? Green screen.
If you're filming with digital cameras, pick green screen. No one does film like in this kind of thing. So if you're in the film industry and you happen to be watching this, then use a blue screen. If you're using actual film, not digital film. So anything to do with digital. So the older cameras like these that had digital tape use green screen. These cameras that use solid state use green. So any digital video camera use green screen.
Okay, and the sound recorder there, what's that for?
Oh, this is for this. So this is an external audio recorder. It has 2 XLR inputs, similar to the camera we're using now that has 2 XLR inputs. So you can connect this kind of mic to it. You can connect shotgun mics, pretty much anything. It has 2 microphones built on top. So what we do, we use it in combination with this. So you can actually stick that on top there. You can use the built-in mics to record, or again use the external mics, and then you have to sync the audio in post. So what we would normally do is still film with the sound on this. Once we've started to record on that, we would get the person in front of the camera to either clap or use a clapperboard, so that when we put it into the edit, you could see where the sound meets up, and then sync them together, and then it works. The reason we actually use this instead of the onboard audio is that the sound quality is far higher, and you have control over the audio levels. So you can say, input 1 needs to be a certain volume because that person may be speaking quite loud, so put the volume down a bit. The second person on this input is quieter, put their volume up a bit, stuff like that. Whereas this doesn't have any of it. Plus like we were talking before about onboard mics, they're just not very good. And on these SLRs, they're really bad. So there's a little mic there for mono sound, so it's not even stereo. It's very poor quality. I wouldn't recommend that. So I'd definitely recommend one of these. This costs $360, I believe, between $360 to $380. You need a memory card, which we don't have one in there, but that costs you about $50 to $60 for a good one. And then obviously you need your mics as well. So I think we already said that's about $700 for something like this lapel mic. Or you can buy a mic for about half of that, which connects to this, and it's a handheld type mic. So yeah, there's quite a few options there.
So there's a question, do you recommend shooting HD on an iPhone?
Well, yeah, if the option is available to you, do it, shoot in high def. I'm not sure I understand the context. Sorry?
So is it good enough?
iPhone 5?
Yeah. So the question, I think the question is, because I got the same question.
Okay.
You got an iPhone 5, awesome quality. That's what everyone says. Like, is it better than this thing?
Oh, to actually use the iPhone.
Yeah. This is like 4 years old. Like, my understanding, because I do it all the time, it's much better than my Handycam at home. For business, can we just use that?
Yes.
It's better than a webcam. If
you're comparing it to this thing, I would say still use this, because this has things like the steady shot mode. So if you're holding it like this, you've got anti-shake. So if you're filming someone ad hoc, still use this thing. but you'll be really surprised at just how good these iPhones are.
Oh, so the reason you're saying use that is
Yeah.
because the anti-shake,
Yes.
which iPhones don't have.
Yes.
Because that trips me up as well.
Yeah.
YouTube always says it's very shaky. But if you put your iPhone onto one of those Gorilla Grip things,
Absolutely, yeah, you can buy it.
it's better than that. It's got to be better than that.
Pretty much everyone has a smartphone now. So all you need to invest in really is like the grip you're talking about, which we'll probably post up somewhere and show people.
Yeah, there's a special grip I've been looking at.
How much is that?
It's about $200, $220 Australian.
So why, yeah.
But in cases around here, it comes with an external microphone you plug in, and you can put it onto a tripod. It's bulkier.
That turns into one of these, nearly.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still got the the audio input on there.
And the quality on this is amazing. It's as good as any Handycam. So that's a real option.
Yeah. So if you've got one and you've got an iPhone 5, because I think the quality's improved there. Yeah. Invest in those things, and you're good to go straight away.
It's called an M-Cam. Let me just write.
So we'll switch to the laptop.
So if you guys want to use a
iPhone,
I highly recommend this. It's called an M-Cam by actionlifemedia.com. And if you get on that website, it's probably the best on the market at the moment. It's a case that goes around your iPhone. It's got an iPhone 5 one as well. And it's got lenses to make the lens wider. It's got microphone, and you can put a whole range of attachments onto it that they sell as well. You can even put
awesome.
a DSLR
you can actually.
camera lens, a Canon or a Nikon lens onto it. So yeah, that's what we'd recommend if you're an iPhone user. And the way you get rid of the shake is by putting this attaches to a tripod, and then there's no more shake. All right, guys, thanks for coming. We really enjoyed presenting this to you. If you've got any questions, give us a call or email me at marlon@ssw.com.au. All right, see ya.
Cheers.
Bye.